Hello, again. The first thing I want to talk about this week, on this Sunday rambling, is the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh. Now, it seems to have actually gone beyond Nagorno-Karabakh. The Azerbaijanis are attacking Armenians in Armenia. And it looks like a repeat of the Armenian genocide by the Turks. Now, this was a very brutal genocide, which Adolf of Hitler cited, saying that he'd get away with the murder of Jews and Gypsies on a mass scale because the Turks got away with massacring the Armenians. So this is going, the Armenians are now being massacred. There's a genocide taking place against the Armenians. Now, usually in a situation like this, the Azerbaijanis would be stopped and the Armenians would be protected by Russia. At this time, Russia are a bit busy in Ukraine, being held back and fought against by Ukrainians, so they haven't actually got the resources to actually help the Armenians who are being attacked by the Azerbaijanis. This situation for the Armenians is made worse because meanwhile in the West, everybody is busy looking at what is happening in Gaza. So an ethnic cleansing of Christians in Armenia is taking place by Muslim Azerbaijan, and nobody is actually paying any attention to it because either in Russia's case the attention is Ukraine, and in the West case the attention is what's happening in Gaza. What the West should do, what Russia should do, should the West negotiate with Putin to actually defend the Armenians against the genocidal Azerbaijanis? Well, it's a possibility. Who knows? But obviously, because the world is a bloody mess, the Azerbaijanis are committing genocide against the Armenians, and it looks like because the world is such a bloody mess, they'll get away with another Armenian genocide. That is an issue which needs to be dealt with. Right. Next thing I'd like to talk about is anti-Semitism. In the BBC, now somebody actually said that BBC stands for Britain, Building Britain's Caliphate. BBC stands Building Britain's Caliphate. Now, last week, the Bolshevik broadcasting community did not let its Jewish employees attend the anti-Semitism march. Now, there was lots of people from the media who were Jewish who were at this march, but nobody from the BBC, because the Bolshevik, Building Britain's Caliphate, the buggers broadcasting communism, Britain bashing corporation, etc., would not let them attend. Now, this seems like a one-off, except they followed this up by having a known anti-Semite, Gaz Khan, host Have I Got Nasty Things to Say About People on the Right and Sneers Against Tories for You? Have I got news for you? So they won't let Jewish employees go on a demonstration, and then they actually have a non-anti-Semite host a TV program. for such an integral part of the statist liberal elite in this country to show that amount of anti-Semitism is of concern and somehow it needs to be dealt with. Also this week, the Pope has spoken about toxic masculinity. He's saying that there's not enough female theologians. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. I think the greatest female theologian would probably be the Theotokos, the Mother of God, the Virgin Mary. Some really good theological advice she gave concerning Christ. You can find it in the Gospels. Concerning Christ, she said, do what he said. I think it would be a good idea if the Pope did what he said. In fact, I mean, a lot of mitre-wearing people and robe-wearing people, it would be a fine good idea if they did what Jesus said. I mean, the Pope is influenced by liberation theology, which basically is Marxism wrapped up as Christianity, and in South America it has been such a disaster to the Roman Catholic Church that there are more people who now identify themselves as Pentecostals rather than Roman Catholics. Not all of them are of the absolute mad, foaming at the mouth Fruit Loop variety of Pentecostal. I mean, some of them are quite would be closer to the traditional understanding of Christianity as the Roman Catholic Church is. So that they are not preaching this liberation theology, which is in fact Marxism. The C of E also has been influenced by this liberation theology. I didn't actually understand it at the time, but the ordination of women was part of this, but I didn't understand it. But since I've left that fake church called the CFE, the light's been switched on, so I can actually see the onward march of Marxism wrapped up as Christianity. Another thing that is being talked about is the two-tier policing. Now, the thing with this two-tier policing, it is a problem. There is a problem of this with the Metropolitan Police. The police in the rest of this country aren't doing this two-tier thing. So if you're right-wing and you're outside London, don't worry if you see a copper. They're not going to arrest you because you might cause someone alarm or distress because they know you're right-wing, like they have done in London. So don't worry about that. It's basically the police, the head of the Met and that sad Dick Khan have basically made the police force a political unit, so that in London, unfortunately, the police are no longer the public and the public are no longer the police. This has not spread elsewhere in the UK. It's an issue concerning London. In Suffolk, they're stepping up rural patrols, which is good, considering Suffolk police are underfunded and they have to spend a lot of time in Ipswich, which was just like any other Suffolk town, except larger, until the last Labour government decided to engage in social engineering to change the demographics and everything, because they wanted to change the country, because the Labour Party absolutely hates the country, however it is, and so they want to change it for the worst. Now that's that over with. Gosh, only 9 minutes. Now, today is Advent Sunday. the first day of the liturgical calendar of the year. So the first day of the liturgical year. Now, I haven't really, as the church is not of this world, the church shouldn't be following stuff like Pride Month, Black History Month, International Day for etc. It shouldn't do. And I think the world is completely lost. Basically, the world is against the truth, and as St. Athanasius said, if the world is against the truth, then I am against the world. And in light of that, I would like to wish you all a happy new year. God bless you all.